Hi, I'm Kim.
Hi, and I'm Steve.
I'm really glad that you found us today. We want to share some of the things that took our marriage from being one of the worst marriages on the planet to now perhaps one of the best. There's three things that I think people need to learn to stop doing, and I know this because they're things that I used to do all the time, but I think my natural instincts weren't really correct. I think maybe I was instinct impaired or something.
Well, they're understandable, I guess,
Mm.
but weren't really getting the outcomes you were looking for. Is that fair to say?
That's fair. So I want you to ask yourself if maybe you're doing these things too. The first is asking your partner to change and complaining a lot about the behavior that's upsetting you. I know that your partner may be being rude to you and being arrogant, and it's very tempting to think that you can talk to your partner and convince them that they really need to change this behavior, especially if you can show them how much this is hurting you. Now, I know that that seems the logical and tempting thing to do, but it really doesn't work, does it, Steve?
Doesn't really hit any of the right buttons, and what you want to do is get something moving forward in a positive sense, and unfortunately it just doesn't work.
Because if your partner has got to the stage where they're speaking disrespectfully to you, they're perhaps lying to you and they're putting you down, they're not listening to you anyway, and you continuing to try and convince them that they need to change is really going to just make you look weak and make you look very low status, and probably just end up stereotyping you as, a complaining kind of nag, and really that's just going to make it easier for them to justify the bad things that they're doing.
And justify themselves that you're the problem.
That's right.
So, actions speak louder than words.
Now, the next point that I think is really important for you to stop doing is encouraging your partner to share their feelings with you, or trying to be their counselor, spending a lot of time talking about their past. And I know that also can be very tempting, and I'll admit that I spent way too many hours doing this. Now, if you're doing this, I wonder if you sometimes end up feeling that it's never going to be your turn. You wonder why the relationship is always centered around your partner and around talking about their issues. And this can really leave you feeling a lot of resentment inside and a lot of emptiness inside, and actually increase the hostility. The things that we have to recommend do not have anything to do with you playing psychologist or playing counselor.
It's not very trust building, from a guy's point of view. It's not going to build any kind of honest trust, any kind of connection between us. It's going to build resentment, and it's going to build doubt and uncertainty, the kind of doubt and uncertainty that you don't want in your relationship.
The next point that you really should stop doing, if you are, is trying to please your partner. Now, I know that again sounds, counterintuitive. Why shouldn't I try and please them? Won't that make things better? But by you buying your partner gifts, or working too hard at cleaning the house, or making special meals, or doing things to try and impress or please them, again, you really are just actually making yourself look weak and low status.
That's right.
If the person in your life is disrespecting you, is arrogant towards you, is treating you badly, and you really have lost that love connection, you really put yourself in a position of even less power than you are already by doing things to try and impress them and try to please them. Now, I know that is really tough, because that is really what I know a lot of women and a lot of men do feel like doing when their partner is bad to them. They think, well, what can I do,
Well, Kim's books and the things that we're going to share with you along the way, we're going to teach you how to build that kind of connection that you're looking for when you're trying to please people. So when we tell you to stop trying to please your partner with all these kinds of gifts and special occasions and things, we understand that you're just trying to build a good connection, and that's understandable and good, but there's a wrong way to go about that, and there's a right way to go about it. and we'll teach you some of the better ways and the more influential ways of building that connection and attachment in a strong way, in a healthy way, that's going to mean that you're going to have a great relationship with your partner.
And in a way where your partner's going to have more respect for you, and you're going to have more influence with them, and they're going to start to actually want to do the things that you ask them to.